What's up guys? Got a faucet leaking. This is the plumbing style that we're going to be working with. We are going to be replacing a Grohe temp balance cartridge. Let's open it up and I'll show you what's inside. We've got our pressure cartridge. It's got two O-rings, one on each side, which makes the seal. It has O-ring lubricant, which we will be using, and it has an instruction guide or a reference guide. This is pretty cool, but let's jump right in. I'm gonna take off this whole panel, and there's a water shutoff behind here. Your water shutoff may not be behind there, it may be somewhere else in the house or the apartment. I'm gonna use a Allen wrench to remove the handle. Then I'm going to remove the diverter. Two screws holding this front plate, Phillips. Oh, looks like it's caulked on. Breaking the caulking loose. There we go. Here's where our cartridge sits. The tile guy was nice enough to leave us access to the two screws over here. If you're watching this, thanks Nick. But here are the shutoffs. We're gonna shut those off. These are full turn shutoff valves, which means you just keep turning them until they shut. Since I can't access these two screws up here, since the tile guy didn't give two craps about anyone making future repairs on this, now we have room to access the four screws that hold in the Grohe temp cartridge. Last cartridge video I made was a different type of cartridge, and one of the awesome commenters gave me a tip to shove a rag down here because there's a big void, and if you happen to drop a screw, hopefully the rag can deter the drop to where it doesn't go down into the void. So thanks for that comment. I do read all comments and appreciate any feedback on these repairs that I make. I just want to check and make sure the water's off before I forget that. Yep. And it just pulls out. Look at all that build up. This O-ring is important. Make sure you save this one right here. Now I need to remove this handle, which is held in by usually a small Phillips head or flathead screw. Here are your stoppers. These are very important as they prevent the valve from being moved too far in one direction. So now we're just gonna pull this out, save these stoppers, and then this is trash. They did not give us a new O-ring for this, so I am just gonna put that on the back and then hit it up with some lubricant before I put that back on. Here's the inside of the valve that our cartridge is going to go into. You can notice a lot of calcium buildup. Feel free to hit it up with some CLR, some sandpaper, emery cloth. You want to get everything in here nice and smooth. And you've got two sunken in nipples where the back of the new cartridge is gonna sit in. So I'm just gonna clean this up real quick. Sometimes these things go bad and you'll have to replace those. Those use O-rings as well. I'll leave a link in the description to all these parts that I'm using. I'm gonna use the O-ring lubricant provided, or you can use your own. I'm gonna hit up both of the O-rings, one on each side. And I'm also gonna do this O-ring on the cover. They usually send a new one. I'm not sure why they did it this time, but it's fine to reuse the same one if you have to. H for the left, cold to the right. You've got two nipples back here that line up. And then I just give it a little wiggle to those nipples sit in. Put our plate back on and our screws. You want to crisscross the screws. Don't tighten all the way down at first. Once you got them all in, then you can go around and tighten them in a crisscross again. I'm going to turn the water back on. Make sure there's no leaks. Setting the valve stopper, maybe a little more down. There we go. Put the handle back on. Just gotta test it real quick. Reinstall the screws. Your diverter, and you are good to go. That's how you replace a Grohe Posy temp cartridge. Thanks for watching. See you in the next fix.